Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Snake Doc here, and today we're going to do another pistol review of sorts. So let's open up this gun rug here and see what's inside. That'll give it away. It's a Kahr. Let's get this out of the way. I'm sorry about bumping the camera there. So here's the 6-round mag, so that should tell you right away what this is. This is a CM9. I guess it could have been a PM9 too, but this is the CM9. So let's bring it up and show it off here. CM9. There's the sight picture on there. It was single dot white up front with a dot the eye kind of sight arrangement here. Stainless steel slide. Polymer lower, striker fire, double action. These are kind of a cool design. They have a really unique history to them. The Moon family is the main designer and I guess the owners of Kahr Arms, if you will. So another 6-round mag right here. This does have a +1 base plate on it. That is an aftermarket 3D printed base plate. Let me bring that up here and show you. This tiny little screw right here is what retains that plate and keeps your base plate in place, as well as your little locking nub right there. Doesn't add a whole lot to the grip, but you can see it does add just enough for another round, maybe two, I'm not sure. And here's our flush base plate. So just a regular, no frills. The front of it is beveled and polished. But it is just a nice little stainless mag. Now, because this is about, don't quote me, it's not, I know it's not the lightest, but it's about the smallest and lightest 9mm out there. I believe the Diamondback DB9 probably has it beat, but that gun's a royal turd. Don't yell at me for saying that. Some people might have some luck with that gun, but in my experience, from what I've seen and shot with it, and range time that I've spent with somebody who had one, it was not a good gun. So what do we have here? So the CM9 is their value series. So what you don't get with it, you don't get polygonal rifling, you get traditional rifling. You just get stampings here, CM9 and Kahr, whereas on the upscale versions, they are like laser engraved or just a little bit more nicely aesthetics, I guess. The aesthetics are a little bit better. I believe the serrations are maybe slightly different. And then also on this slide stop takedown bar is a MIM piece on the CM series, where it is a machined piece on the PM series. Now you can buy them from them, and they're like 15 to 25 bucks. I can't exactly remember, but they're reasonable if you want to go with a machine piece. But by now, guns have been using MIM parts for a lot of years, including Colts and things like that. So Smith & Wesson revolvers, things, Ruger, a lot of metal injected molded parts, and it's not an issue. So this does have the Hogue grip glove on it right now. It's a rubberized version. It should have a finger groove on it right here, but the guy that I bought this from ground it off. So it's fine with me. It does have palm swell on it, and it does make, there's two things that are really nice about this grip. It makes recoil much more manageable because this is a tiny gun, and you're lucky you get 2 fingers on it. So you got 2 fingers for your grip, 1 finger on the trigger. Bore axis on these is pretty low. It does have a little bit more girth down here than you would on a Glock. So like your Glock 42 or 43. This section's a little bit taller than what you would have on that, but still a very small gun. Definitely deep concealable. It's a great gun for pocket carry. It's a great gun for ankle carry. It's a great gun for deep inside the waistband carry as well. So let's just go over real quick. Here's a Kydex holster that the guy happened to have. So just, you know, a simple fold over Kydex with adjustable retention right here with that rubber bushing down in there. And then you can adjust this clip for cant. You can either do straight down or you can pivot it anyway up to, I believe that would be 15 degrees of cant right here. Locks in, it's nice and solid, it's in there, it's not going anywhere, it doesn't really hurt the gun or anything. So steel sights, the front one might be polymer. I think the front one's polymer, the rear is steel. You can get front night sights for these. They actually sell a version with a front night sight on it. I don't believe they sell any with rear night sights until you get into like the bigger models, like the CT, or that, I think they changed the name of them to like the ST9, something like that. And they got a rail on them now, some different texturing. So let's go ahead and pop the mag out, and I'll show you how you do your field strip, which is just your maintenance for cleaning. So you can lock your slide back, make sure you look inside here, look through your mag well, make sure your gun is completely empty and safe and clear, which we know this one is. And then similar to CZ's, you see there's a notch right here that's just ticked into the slide just a little bit, you can see it. And then there's another one right here into the frame. So basically you're going to line those two up like that and keep a hold of the gun like this. You can take your mag from the other side and just push your slide stop button, and then you can pull this out, and here's your slide stop right here. And then your gun, you just want to make sure it's back in battery, you know it's clear, you pull the trigger and that top end should come off. I must have done something. There it goes. So it just hung out for a second. But here you can see we have a double captured recoil spring. It is stout because it is a 3-inch barrel. So I don't know, you could probably force that off there, but it's just you have your double function right here. What you will notice here, oh, I just dropped that, 1 second. The feed ramp is offset. Do you see that? So what happens is, because the trigger bar runs down the right side, they just shift everything over just a slight bit so that it can stay super skinny and feed reliably. So your mag is very, very slightly off to the left. It's a single stack magazine, of course, very, very narrow, very, very thin. So when you pull that barrel out, if you look at it, you can see that slightly off to this side is your feed ramp. And it is a nicely polished feed ramp, nicely polished chamber entry right there. And just slightly dirty from probably some test firing or some shooting. Very simple design, striker block, so it does have the drop safety on it. Your extractor's right there. And here's your striker itself. One thing I will say, these back plates are really well done. They're not just a cheap piece of plastic. There's a nice piece of either MIM or machined metal, I'm not sure. But basically, your procedure would be, you know, you would swab your barrel, clean your gun, wipe down the inside. Very, very easy to clean because it's really nice stainless steel. Then you're just going to push your recoil assembly back in where it needs to be like that until it captures, and you want to make sure it's nice and level. Then go ahead and let's take a look at that lower real quick. So what you have is down here you have steel rails that are long, and they go into this groove right here on the nose piece of the slide. And then back here you have steel embedded into your polymer, and then you have long sections of polymer rail right here. Here you can see the way that this works. So being a full double action, the striker stays in normal position, and then the sear moves the striker back, and then it falls off it and releases it. And the way that happens is this right here is your sear, and this right here, see how they work in unison? When that goes up, it pushes your striker block out of the way, and then when that retracts your striker, and then when it slips all the way down and flat and slides off, that has the clear path for that firing pin to come through and strike the primer, and then you're off to the races. So These have a removable panel right here. I don't recommend you doing it. It's got a little torque screw right here. And then the torque screw right here holds your slide stop retaining spring in there. But don't mess with any of that stuff, because I don't want to be responsible for that. So, and you don't need to for your field strip like I'm showing you right here. So now, same thing is when you get it to right here, you just want to retract it a little bit so that you can get your pin started through there. Then when you get your pin to hold it off the frame like that, then you can see where this notch is right here on your slide. Pull that slide back and then push this through the rest of the way until you hear that nice click, and then you know you're retained. Work your action a few times like this. Test fire. These do fire without a magazine in. There's no magazine safety, so that's nice, especially for a defensive pistol like this. You put your mag back in and you're back in business. So let's get into comparison here with some other firearms that are used for concealed carry. So here we have a Taurus 856 with an inside the waistband holster. I'm going to show you here, there's nothing in the cylinders, so it is a completely safe gun. And let's look at the size difference here. So if you line up the muzzles, you can see that the grip on that Taurus sticks out over an inch more than what the Kahr does. It's also taller. Now it might not be with the regular grip on it, but I put the 3-finger grip on mine, and you can see it's probably 1.25 inches taller than the Kahr. And these are both 6 round, and they're both approximately the same caliber. I mean, this is 9mm, this is 38 special, so approximately the same bullet size, if you will. If you look at here, here's the bore, and there you can kind of see. But this is a little bit heavier. The Kahr is super light, even with this grip on there that fattens it up a little bit. So we got this in ounces right here. So empty 6-round mag. This, from the factory, if you bought this gun, it would come with just this one 6-round mag. 17.18 ounces, and that's with the Hogue grip on there. I believe it's like 16.9, so it's just barely over a pound. Let's put the 856 on there, and it's 23.6 with this Taurus grip on there. I don't know that the grip makes a whole lot of difference in the weight, but it might. It's definitely not drastic. So for concealment, if you were to look at the size and the footprint or whatever, this is a really small package. I mean, you can palm it. You know, I can grab it like this. This is a little bit bigger, but again, like I said, I have the bigger grip on there, so that's not really an apples to apples, but this is definitely a more sizable amount of pistol than the Kahr is. I would not ankle carry this. I don't think that it would be comfortable with a 6-shot cylinder. It's just kind of wide. I know a lot of people do with like a 5-shot snub, and you could probably do that with like a Ruger LCR or something like that. This is just a very, very slim option. I mean, really, really slim. So even if this wasn't on there, you'd really see what I was talking about. There you can kind of see how much just the rubber adds. It probably adds 1/4 inch. All right, here's another option. We have this is what I'm currently using for my main carry, the MC2C by Mossberg. This is a 13-round 9mm. I happen to have SIG sights on there because that's what the dovetail cuts are. So this is a empty 13-round magazine right here. We know we have an empty pistol, so let's go ahead and put that on here. 22.82 ounces without any ammo. You put 14 rounds of ammo in there, of course that's going to add up. This is very, very slim. Matter of fact, we're going to pull the calipers out and compare the slides, because I'm pretty sure they're like, it's remarkable how small this Mossberg is. I mean, look at it. It's basically the same thing as that Kahr, which is known to be like super slim. So another good option right there. Let me grab some ammo. Just for the sake of it, I want to see if this thing does hold 8 rounds now or if it is 7. So this is just Full Metal Jacket, 124 grain. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and let's see if I can force an 8. Nope. So it's 7. It's a +1 base plate on there. So we'll go ahead and knock that out. We'll throw 7 rounds on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we'll put 7 rounds of ammo on here with the pistol and the holster with the flush mag. That would be your 6 + 1. So 22.47. So basically the same weight as this unloaded would have 7 rounds and your Kahr and your holster. Let's see again. 22.82, yeah. So super light option, and that's why, again, I don't think it would really bother you to have it down on an ankle. They're really tight gun. Like, it takes some strength to work the recoil spring on these, so they're not necessarily the best for people with weak hands or new shooters. And Kahr does have a 200 round recommended break-in. Now, you could do that as a mix of Full Metal Jacket and self-defense ammo, hollow points, things like that. But the trigger is super smooth, so it's not really to break in the trigger or anything like that. The triggers are awesome right from the get. It's more to, I believe, kind of condition the feed ramp and the chamber and just loosen up the tolerances a little bit, because these are really tightly made guns. So that's kind of that. Let's see, what else can I say about it? What role do I see? I kind of picked it up because I got it for a good price, and I kind of wanted it for my CPL class to show people how small you can get into a potent caliber. And so that's why I have the 856, because I like showing people revolvers, and then I like showing people mouse guns like this. I mean, this is like as uber compact as they get, right? So you know, I think retail on these is like $3.99 or just over $400. You can pick them up anywhere from $329. I've seen them selling for new to $350-ish. But again, because it's the CM series, you're only going to get 1 mag. And Kahr mags are really kind of best bought straight from Kahr. There's a few places that have them. A lot of places are out of stock on them. But a second mag's going to run you 20, 27 bucks, something like that. And then if you buy a base plate and then a holster and stuff, you know, you're going to have $400 into your carry setup. But Kahr's known for being a good self-defense pistol. That they were kind of invented to be backup guns and undercover guns for police departments. So that's kind of how the first K series came to be for Kahr. So let's get this ammo out of the way here, and I think we're going to wrap up. We did, oh, you know what, let's do that dimensional measurement with the calipers, because that Mossberg is super slim. So one of your options would be, a competitor to this would be like your MC1SC for Mossberg. So here you see we have 0.87 slide width, super skinny. The frame, even down here, 0.94, so it's under an inch. And then let's look at the Mossberg. Mossberg's not going to be a whole lot different than that. 0.87. I might be between some serrations. Let's go right out here. 0.88. And then let's go down here on the rail. So yeah, it's even narrower down here. 0.87. The rail itself is 0.82. So this is very slim, and for it having a double stack magazine capability, that's one of the reasons I fell in love with this gun. I just cannot believe how small it is and how much it holds. and it's dimensionally awesome having a 4-inch barrel on it, so I really like it. If you look back in my video history, I had CT9s before by Kahr. I really liked the CT9 at that time. Your only options in single stack 9 that held that kind of capacity was the Shield with the 8-round in it, or the CT9. And the CT9 was dimensionally very, very similar to like a Makarov or a Glock 19, but just so much skinnier and so much lighter. So I had a CT9 that I carried for a while, and I really liked that gun, but you know, for whatever reason, I was able to make a few bucks on it by selling it or whatever. So when this came up locally, a guy that I've done some gun deals with before, he had this, and I thought, you know what, for the price, I said I might as well just throw it in the rotation for a little bit. So we are getting into winter right now, so I can carry a bigger gun. I can even carry a gun bigger than that because I'm wearing a coat most days. So great summertime carry option, great pocket gun. And that's like another role that I've been missing since I got rid of all my 380s, was a gun that I could just throw in a front pocket. The revolver, you could, it's not the easiest. I use this for throwing in a jacket. I like keeping this in a jacket pocket because I know it's not going to go off or anything, having that double action. Same thing with these. There's a lot of people that run a Techniclip or a clip draw on these that hooks on, that replaces your back plate, and then it screws onto that, and then the clip comes down. People don't run a holster on them because your trigger action is long. That's your break. So you see it's like a double action revolver, but your reset, let's see if I pulled that back far enough. Your reset is all the way there. But if you're crapping your pants and you're in a defensive scenario, you're not shooting off the reset most times. You're just slapping the trigger because you lose your fine motor skills. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Kahr Firearms, are you guys a fan or not? Leave a comment below. I want to say happy holidays to all my viewers. I appreciate all my viewers, and I just got my year-end review, and I was happy to see the growth of this channel over the past year. And it's because of you guys. So go comment on that Shield holster giveaway. I got that Shield holster sitting here, and I want to, or that's the Beretta one. I have the Shield holster sitting here, and I want to get rid of it to you guys. So go comment. Thanks, guys. Always shoot safe.